Hello. Yes. Grand finals. 1-1. Team Spirit Vega Squadron. Losing my mind. It's 1-1, boys and girls. And Team Spirit with a pretty good showing in the second game, particularly in towards the mid to end game interval. Their team fight execution was just head over heels above that of Vega Squadrons. Next assassin pick in the 5th slot for Slayer didn't really work out. Blizzy certainly has felt like a standout player for Vega previously, but just died far too often. And you got to give credit where credit is due. Team Spirit were extremely diligent about keeping sentries down and sitting on high ground waiting for his initiation. And they just seem to be one step ahead of him all throughout the mid game. And despite keeping the PL down early, they were never able to snowball their advantage into any major objective. So Spirit, good job of stymieing the bleeding and allowing their PL to get back into the game. Spirit with the first pick in this 3rd matchup will grab the Rubik. There is a Nature's Prophet. There is Tiny is actually banned out. Earth Spirit is where Vega is going to go, and the Nature's Prophet is there as well. Hero that they absolutely love in either support or 3 position. So they can even run him solo safe lane at times. So very flexible early pick for the Vega squad. And something that Team Spirit were definitely well aware that they left in the pool when they did. They will finally ban out the Palantimos Lifestealer. Which is an absolute staple for Vega as well. They did leave the Treant in the pool, and Vega went for the Earth Spirit over the Treant, so perhaps a bit of a deny pick. But no one, including Spirit themselves, in the first couple games has ever left the Treant in the pool for Vega. And seems at this point with the Earth Spirit picked up that Vega are not going to grab it, but a little peculiar to see it ignored. So Underlord is going to be the pick from Spirit. And DK Phobos certainly got his share of the farm in the last game. Pretty much every item you could imagine. Pipe to Solar Crest to Crimson Guard, Greaves. Had it all. I don't know if he may have not had Greaves. But he was mega farmed. They even gave him the Aegis at a point. And so far, so green for this draft. Everyone green. I'm green. If I was blue, I would die. If I was blue, I would die. Like I said, 4th match of the day here. Actually, 5th. Would be the 5th. 2-0 earlier, perhaps surprisingly to some, Vega over Na'Vi. They came rolling into this series with momentum. 3 Jakiro games in a row for them. 3 victories. And Vega put a stop to that chugging locomotive in the last affair. Broodmother going to be banned once again, this time by Vega. And Vega is, to be noted, on the Radiant side. Which, in my opinion, makes the Earth Spirit good. Because it's extremely hard to find a role opening on the mid lane from the Dire side. And similarly, Biver was on the Radiant side last game on the ES, and he performed very well. So deserves an honorable mention as well. We talked about Phobos a bit. But certainly Biver was probably the best spellcaster in the game, period, last game. His silences and boulder smashes were very, very sharp. It is all green heroes so far. Vega going to take a page out of the Pugna, out of the Spirit book and pick up the Pugna. And Spirit gonna take a page out of the Vega book and pick up the Nyx. Now, this was a major detriment to Vega last game because they kept running between lanes, but my guess is that this Nyx will simply be a support alongside the Rubik. And it's just nice to have the mana burn up against the Pugna. PL? Oh, man. Nick's not that great against the Nature's Prophet, to be honest. Early in the early going. Obviously very nice against the split pushing Prophet, but in the early going, just any melee support in general is going to have a rough time against the NP. Visage. And finally, Spirit's Visage is left in the pool. And this is a dangerous proposition for Vega. They do have the decrep defensively, but this is another way to scout out the Prophet. This is a lot of physical damage and a tanky core for Vega. And much like the Treant was forgotten about, we kind of see these series develop their own meta. Previously to this, in the first two matches, Vega banned the Visage in both games. But you kind of just forget about it as time goes on. You think about the heroes that have been picked in the last couple, and Treant left in the pool, and Visage similarly left in the pool, and Spirit will not forego picking up one of their most comfortable heroes here. PL is going to be banned out by Vega, and still waiting on what is most likely a hard carry for Vega. Spirit have a little bit of flexibility as far as putting the Visage mid or safe lane. I highly, highly doubt it's a Nyx Visage Underlord Tricore, so I do think it's going to be Nyx in the 4 role. Which, to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of. Up against 3 intelligence heroes so far, Nyx Assassin not bad. Hello? Thought my mic died for a second. I apologize for the extra greeting. You guys are enjoying your Easter Sunday. Should be about time for dinner in the EU side of the world. Still 1 p.m. here. I'm casting for 5 hours and it's only 1 p.m. Good feeling. Final ban being mulled over here, and it will be the Faceless Void. With the Pugna on the AA makes a lot of sense. Weaver. And Spirit will round out their lineup with the safe lane Weaver. So it does seem to be this Visage mid. I have a blue house with a blue window. It's gone from green to blue on both sides. Really well coordinated draft here as far as colors go. You do ideally want to carry with a little bit of catch here, but there are a lot of ways to kind of deal with a Sven. And he's the only one I can think of who provides reliable catch. Maybe a Wraith King. But still, I mean, how do you deal with this Weaver? Alright, it's going to be a Slark. So that is certainly a mobile hero. I was thinking of the Clinks, but just felt the anti-synergy between Pugna and Clinks was a little bit odd. And you know, there is potential for this Slark to build into an Orchid, but that is a very, very kind of seldom seen build. Slark is going to have to set up for the AA along with the Earth Spirit. We're going to have Blizzy and Undershock pushing elsewhere. Very hard game to call. I don't feel like they really have a great solution for Illidan at all on the Weaver, so that's an issue. And remains to be mentioned that only 4 members of Spirit have Dota, or 4 members of Spirit don't have. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. 4 members of Vega do not have Dota Plus. Only Palantimos has Dota Plus on Vega. So, I mean, is this even worth playing this game? Illidan has it, FNG has it, and G has it. T-Spirit. Sitting up on the high ground is Spirit. A Treant going to do a little bit of scouting. And had they walked down, they would have had their smoke broken. Rubik going to lead the way. And they will run into a Pugna, who's a pretty fast hero. Roll forward. Is going to find G. Fadebolt's actually going to be there. Going to go straight for the damage build early on. Zayak going to be decrepified. And the pounce at max range is going to connect onto Biver. He will be your first blood. As Blizzy finishes him off. And the Swarm even skilled up here by Illidan. Ooh. That is not ideal. Fadebolt, Swarm, Spirit with a couple of awkward first abilities. Gravekeeper's Grave Chill, excuse me, is pretty standard, as is the Impale from the Nyx. But Rubik and Weaver with some odd selections, unfortunately. In any case, Illidan will be in safe lane, so it is going to be an aggressive try centered around G's Visage, with actually DK Phobos taken towards the mid lane. And again, we're going to see some musical lanes, if you will.
No.
So for now, it'll be DK Phobos versus the Pugna, 1-on-1. And G kind of bait them in here. Fadebolt is there, but there's actually no lift, so he's not really baiting much. In fact, 2-man Impale is there. G, he's going to drop. And the start for the Visage lane, not all that great. Slark a little bit low and doesn't have a salve, though, so we'll have to spend some time off the lane. DK Phobos making his way up towards top. Again, they're trying to pit Underlord against this Nature's Prophet. Illidan making his way bottom and G mid, so a 3-way shift. And Illidan doesn't even have Shikuchi here, so needs to be a bit careful. Zayat's executing a pull here. Slayer gonna accompany him. And they'll at least get 1 creep denied. This lane will shove hard in the Dire's favor here. Has a little bit of jockeying for position around the bounty runes. Slayer going to be telekinesed into the Swarm. Impale will connect as well, and that should be a dead AA. And a first kill on the board for Spirit. Zayats, though, will pick up both bounty runes, so nothing of value was lost, I suppose. Again, a little bit of shifting from Vega's side as they put Blizzy mid up against the Visage and throw the Pugna against the Undershock. Okay. FNG caught out here. And we get a roll, a smash, a pounce, a leap, a pounce, and a cold feet. So that's how that went down. No need to throw it on camera, right? And Blizzy just having the Nyx Assassin burn his mana away. Does have a Ring of Basilius, so isn't too hard pressed here. But meanwhile, bot lane, oh, Illidan almost taken out. Goes back for the Sakuchi through Plantimos. Alantimos, excuse me, but isn't able to kill him off. Zayat's killed off there by the Swarm right click, and by the creeps as well. Bounce forward, roll is going to come through as well. Connects onto 2, and Zayats has a boulder smash, gets it down. Sentry is for the Dire side, although there is a Radiant one to the west here. Biver in trouble as well.
You are learning the way.
Zayats? Ooh, this is a deep dive by Illidan, and a questionable one at that. For what?
Come on, get out of there.
Dive for what? That was interesting. To maybe attempt a Shikuchi and run back out, okay, but to actually exit the invisibility and right click for the kill
Regeneration
was pretty much ensuring his death, and gives it over to the Slark, who's having a pretty good time CS-wise, has 15. Jumps onto Biver. Biver does not have the Carapace. Gets the stun off. It will be Dark Pacted, but the lift is there as well. Illidan going to come through with the Swarm, and hopefully that tanks for the tower for him. Stick charges will be there, and he needs another right click and will get the kill, and he'll get another one. So this bot lane is just chaos. Now G in trouble mid lane as Zayats rotates in with the roll, and we caught both of those on camera. Thank goodness. G right back to lane. And going to be rolled on once again. Zayat's just short. Gets the touch in with the Orb of Venom. Boulder Smash is there as well. Soul Assumption could come out. Blizzy continuing to press forward, but actually tanking the tower here. And he's lucky that aggro was toggled. One more Soul Assumption will do it, I believe. He actually threw it on Zayat. He was probably out of range. And Blizzy going to make it back. And G goes down for the second time in about a minute. Meanwhile, Illidan drops bottom lane. And the Impale will kill off Slayer. 5 minutes in, 14 kills in this one. Meanwhile, Undershock and DK Phobos AFK top lane, 33 and 10 to the 28 and 10. Mango pop by Biver. Some spam pings by FNG. He's spamming. Hey guys, it's 6 minutes in. Our tower is gone. Alrighty. Meanwhile, what?
The first time I saw you, I knew where you were headed.
I guess he got caught going for a bounty rune.
that should help.
Valentino's going to use the Dark Pack bottom. Biver going to fake cast that Impale. And G is level 4 here, 6 minutes in. Nature's Prophet level 6. Bit of a concern. They are going to bring over 2 supports towards the mid for Blizzy. And yeah, he should be dead as FNG rotates in. Biver nearby gets the Impale off, and they have the Grave Chill as well. Blizzy tries for the TP out, but it will be unsuccessful. Meanwhile, in the top lane, DK Phobos drops again. So Vega will strike back. Keeping the siege creep alive. I love it. Roll forward. No stone for Zayats, but he runs into the Biver. Oh, the boulder smash is there. Helps him kill off, and he dodges the Impale. Helps him kill off the Rubik. The TP is inbound from Illidan. Slayer trying to make it down, and Illidan will pursue him out. And with the Geminate, should kill him off. But not sure if it's entirely worth his TP. Blizzy is here now with the Treants, and still this same Siege Creep is alive. And they will get the kill. Treant taking the last hit. Blizzy right back to lane to farming, and Palantimos, a big beneficiary of all this chaos. 2, 1, and 4. Has some time to spend farming bot lane, about to eclipse that level 7 mark, and you can see in general, especially in the experience department, Vega ahead, and wow, in net worth, 3K here at 8 minutes in, with the 2 towers that they have being pretty much 2,000 of that advantage. DK Phobos able to TP out. As Wrath of Nature flies through, G being body blocked up, does get the Grave Chill off, and Zayat, despite being hasted up, very difficult to hit those skills of his with Grave Chill being active on the Visage. Altimos really undeterred in any way, bottom lane. And he is 6, so can kind of afford to do this sort of thing. Treads Aquila Wand 9 minutes in on the Slark, and he's beginning to climb the ranks as far as net worth goes. Illidan, can't say quite the same for him, but he is the brightest spot on his team. And Undershock has just had a wonderful time on this Pugna top lane. Biver under the cover of smoke with FNG. Both of these heroes level 5. Swarm will fly out and find the Earth Spirit. He does get the silence off, kicks away the Rubik, but doesn't silence the Rubik. And actually looked like he tried to put the stone down and kick first, but he kicked the hero instead. It's happened to me. It's the worst. I think the targeting happens that when a hero is standing on top of your stone, you usually kick the hero. Which sucks. Player unable to find this ward here, and now he does. I gotta hate when that happens. You pay for the sentry, your carry comes over, takes the ward kill. Just a scumbag. 1,000 gold on Palantimos, the scumbag. Blizzy, you get to work on the tower with the Treants. Although the Underlord is nearby. Now on the south side, Impale comes out, but the Dark Pact is there for the Slark. And Sentry going to be dropped down, and they will be able to remove the vision. G trying to farm up that Helm of the Dominator, and is considerably behind where he'd want to be at this point. So Vega have done nicely to deal with this comfort visage of Vegas. Blizzy working on Orchid has the makings of pretty much one Oblivion Staff, just about 100 gold away from that. And the Shadow Blade likely to come out pretty soon here for Palantimos, where his amulet is on the Courier. So he has reached Chappie status at this point with the Shadow Amulet available. Well, Time-Lapse used their top lane. Illidan could be in trouble if they find him. Blizzy, though, unable to pursue. Ice Blast, first of the game, is going to be there onto G, and they'll get the Magnetize off with a Veil as well. Looks like a Veil built into by the Pugna. Zayat's continuing to press forward. Does not have any skills left. Decrep comes out, though. Life Drain is there as well. Undershock, though, he's in the middle of 3 heroes, and goes for the Decrep TP. Lifted up into the air and brought... This is a big kill, as he was the most valuable target. Does get the Undershock before he goes down, though, which is awesome for him. But overall, he actually is said to gain gold. Interesting. Very nice. Great second Decrep there, keeping him alive. Level 4 Decrep, that is. 0 points in the Nether Ward. So 6-second cooldown. 3.5 second uptime. 3.5 second duration. So, you know what I meant. Oh, stolen level 4 Nether Blast is real nice to have for FNG. And Blizzy gonna TP in here. Or at least feign TPing. Now DK Phobos going to be stunned up. I don't think they can bring him down though in the Dark Rift duration. Oh, they can. And what do I know? As this tier 2 in trouble here. Bot lane, they will be able to take out the tier 1 for Spirit, but Vega with the more valuable target. And Palantimos should have his full Shadow Blade up as he takes out this tower. It is going to be flown out now, and they can really start to make effective use of this Ice Blast once the ES and the Slark get to work. Medallion being built into by the Visage. 6k lead accrued at this point by Vega, and all the map control afforded to them by these 3 towers that they've taken will be certainly taken advantage of by the Slark. Waiting for someone to come around top lane, but he's not going to find any takers just yet. Undershock opting for the BKB here. Illidan popping out of Invis, and the defensive decrep is out onto Blizzy. Ice Blast gonna fly through and should connect on 2. Well, hits onto the Weaver, but not the Nyx Assassin. Now Palantimos rotating through. He's used the Sakuchi, but he will jump forward in onto Biver, the easier kill. And Decrep will be there with the Nether Blast. Life Drain will ensure it as Illidan scurries away. Blizzy gonna ensure that the mid lane tower is not taken. And perhaps we see a Q push queued up by Vega. 3-man smoke from Slayer, Zayats, and Undershot. And roll forward. They need a silence. They get it off, and the Ice Blast. The Weaver is dead. Lovely execution. Zayats looking just like Biver did in the previous game. Nyx Assassin nearby is going to get Vendetta up. 17 wand charges on the... Oh, Slayer for looking for the TBL. Can he get the Impale in time? He can, and he will kill off the AA. Meanwhile, G, though, could be in trouble here. Going to get veiled up. But Palantimos, even with ult, feeling a little bit hesitant to open on that Visage. It is a tanky target, and there were certainly many teammates nearby. So, understandable for the Slark. G's got H-Dom and working on a Solar Crest medallion available to him, so this will help him farm a little more quickly. Zayat's already with 1,500 gold on the way to his Blink Dagger. Meanwhile, bottom lane, DK Phobos gets caught with the, well, Soul Burn? No, not enough. Get caught with the Ice Blast and the Orchid. Meanwhile, speaking of getting caught, FNG taken out mid by Palantimos. Most people don't think this this Slark thing is a hero right now, but Vega seemed to be making it work in the early going. Blizzy Sprout is really not going to save him, and he will be blown to bits by the Nyx Assassin. Grave Chill already used here by G. He could be in trouble. And jump forward. Pounce is actually going to whiff, but they do get the Boulder Smash down. Magnetize is there for good measure. The Ice Blast will fly through and probably stop the progression of Illidan, who actually wants to go in on the Slark. He's going to get the time-lapse off, but the Shadow Dance is there as well. Impale, though, there in time, and a nice 2-man silence will, and the Boulder Smash coming through will allow Palantimos to escape. Zayats, though, perhaps not so lucky, as he will try to roll away, but be blocked up. DK Phobos up top has the Dark Rift available. And they do have vision of him. Already, he is going to be channeling the Dark Rift and make his way home. Illidan working on Orchid? Couldn't be Echo Saber, right? Has to be Orchid.
A golden thread.
Okay, Bloodthorn. Not a terrible Weaver item. Certainly nice against the Pugna and the Sark, if you can get it off on the Sark on the right timing. They may have seen Illidan here. Ice Blast will fly. Jump forward. Boulder Smash is there. They get the silence off and blow him to bits with the Nether Blast. Now they need another stun and won't have it for Biver.
That should help.
And Illidan kept down once again. The Tricore of Vega out-farming their counterparts by a wide margin here. 8k net worth lead. Experience a little more even. It's about a 1500 lead there. Palantimos going to
The seeds of
be tipped off to the Ward Vision. So he'll get something stolen, but should have seen his passive be disabled anyways. Dark Pack stolen by the Rubik. Not the greatest. Not the greatest spell steal, really. I mean, they can just backdoor it. You can just backdoor it, guys. You have Treants. No Treants for 3 seconds. That must have been it.
with me.
That's what I'm talking about, Undershock. Blow that crap up. Alright, sitting up on the high ground is Zayats. He's going to pop a smoke and roll away. And everyone going to make their exit bottom lane. Swarm flies out, does not connect. But, oh. Dark Pact already got enough. Ice Blast point blank range will bring down the Weaver instantly. Nice root and Firestorm, but Palantimos under the Shadow Dance makes it away. Zayat's not so lucky. Biver trying to TP out is going to be killed off or sprouted up. I don't know if he was trying to TP out, but... hanging around is Blizzy. Has another Sprout. Going to block off G. Palantimos jumps forward. And with the Orchid from the Nature's Prophet, they'll kill him off. DK Phobos looking for the TP out. FNG left by his lonesome here, but nothing to cancel his TP. So, a 3-for-1 for Vega. As they get the Visage and Weaver very early on. Or they get the Visage on the tail end, but the Weaver very early on. And only losing the Earth Spirit. So, Zayats well positioned on that cliff, and a quick reaction from him gives his team the wherewithal to take a very convincing fight. Undershock working on the tower here all by his lonesome with the Treants. And he can always look for the Decrypt TP. And we'll just TP. Meanwhile, Rubik once again going to be eaten by the Slark, who has a full Silver Edge working into the Echo Saber at this point. It is going to be the Orchid for Illidan. Undershock full BKB ready. 10 seconds. Aether Lens and Veil on top of that. And the Miss Micro. Oh, feels bad, man. G gonna have to respawn some familiars here. And right on top of a sentry goes the Slark. He will get the Dark Pact off, but he may just die because of it. Ice Blast gonna fly through, connects onto a few. Chilling effect on 3, in fact. Zayat's gonna be able to roll out after he gets the Magnetize off. Tries for the TP away, but oh, the Magnetize Spike Carapace is there to kill him off. And Palantimos perhaps with a gutsy decision to walk up a hill like that. Is going to, well, essentially have his Earth Spirit punished. So cool to see all the new ward spots that these teams are finding with some of those cliffs be eliminated and right on top of each other here. Sitting up on the high ground, Palantimos. Ice Blast is there. Will connect onto G. Silver Edge as well to break the Gravekeeper's cloak, and he'll back away and allow the Dark Rift. Okay, Dark Rift is just right back onto the shrine. So we'll just kind of reset the fight. Undershock going to do some pushing in over on the east side. And looks like that Weaver Orchid was used on an illusion or something. It is completed up. Towards the top lane, Blizzy will go. Has a Shadow Blade on top of his Orchid at this point. And because of this Shadow Blade Slark, we see Spirit playing very close together in tight quarters. And that'll allow kind of the map to be split farmed by the rest of Vega. Pretty cool ward placed by CIS here. They've got this vision as well, so kind of the entire rotation through the mid lane will be scoutable. Spirit a little bit concerned about a Roche attempt, perhaps. Zayat's hanging around on the high ground. Illidan going to deal with the creeps top. Actually, 50% of this tier 3 has been chunked down by Blizzy thus far. And Ice Blast will fly top lane. Jump forward. Boulder Smash will not connect. Dust is going to be there. Ice Blast connects onto 2, but CIS is just going to die here. And pretty optimistic attempt overall. Even if they hit that Boulder Smash. That just feels... Nullifier being built into by
The
Blizzy.
seeds of fortune. Pull roots and run.
Doesn't feel like Vega in any real danger of being out-farmed, despite them not having the best farming core. There's no Maelstrom on the Weaver, and you know he doesn't farm any more quickly than a Slark would. In fact, he's probably a little bit slower. Dire side with the anti-Tinker ward, if you will. And they're really convinced that someone is hanging around here, but for now, Blizzy just mid. Smoke up from Vega. They don't look smoked on my map for whatever reason. Blizzy TPing right on top of them. And the Dust will find him. He gets an Orchid off onto the Weaver. Perhaps wanted to Orchid up the Nyx Assassin instead, but Palantino's going to jump forward, gets the Echo Saber slow onto FNG and will kill him off. And now rolling forward, trying to find Viper. Unable to do so. The Weaver will try and make it away, but the Ice Blast point blank range will shatter him to pieces. And if they can, would like to get vision of this ward. Could they maybe put the Nether ward up there? They need 10 seconds until that can happen. So kind of a waste of a sentry. Easy kill for Zayats.
I'll take that.
G has a full Ags at this point, so not doing too poorly on the Visage. He has kind of been AFK all game, just in this area, and they've done a good job of keeping it warded. I assume Vega will make a move out at the Roshan pit at some point with the vision that they have available in that area. And Slayer are going to look to supplement that. And there it is. The move towards Roshan.
Uproot and after them.
Aegis gonna go the way of Palantimos. He has a full BKB as well. So this will now is as good a time as any for them to take a fight. Arcane Rune is a real nice one to have on the Slark as well. 3-second Dark Pact, pretty darn good. And the lower cooldown on the ult as well. .2. Not sure why I thought it was 4 seconds. I guess it's 5. In any case. What? I heard an orchid.
Come.
Can you orchid? I guess you can orchid familiars, why not? Gem on Palantimos, 10-second BKB as well, looking for a pick. Hard pressed to find it. Trying to bring Slayer up to the high ground. Oh, the stolen Ice Blast right back in his face.
That was your best.
And the emote from Rubik, very apt in that scenario. As Illidan in trouble is going to get orchided up. And just brought down with the Dagon. Nature's Prophet doesn't even need any further help. Now a break there. Boulder Smash from the low ground from Zayat. They'll try and TP away using the hood, using the root, and he actually should be successful. Pretty difficult kill on the Underlord. Despite having broke his passive early on, the Slark still having a little bit of trouble taking him out. And they'll ping over towards the shrine where G is certainly farming. And Gravekeeper's Cloak going to be disabled for a moment. Jump forward, Boulder Smash is there from Zayat. Ice Blast.
You should have hid when you saw me coming.
Well, I didn't see it.
I'll take that.
Still an Ice Blast available for FNG. It's an awesome ability to have against Slark. He's going to pack, feeling pretty confident. Does have Aegis. Ice Blast will fly out and take him out. But again, just Aegis here. Spike Carapace will reflect the Nether Blast onto the Pugma. And Mana Drain will actually... Mana Burn, excuse me, will actually kind of take him out of fighting shape. So Vega forced to back here. The nice smash. They'll get 2. Maybe the resummon. Only get 1.
Uproot you.
I'll take that.
Stolen Ice Blast gonna fly bottom with the Nyx Assassin. This should be a dead Nature's Prophet, and it is.
You fence me
It
in.
will shatter.
Your consciousness disperses.
So that's an Aegis and 2 kills already secured with that Ice Blast by FNG. Pretty big steal for him. Does see him with the gem, but it's forcing him to move more slowly as he's scouted and disables his passive. Still trying to chase down this Nyx Assassin. Finds him with the Echo Saber, but does not get him with the pounce. B-Crep, however, is there to slow him down, and secondary Dark Pack and pounce will do the deed. Godlike on the Slark. Palantimos, he is level 21.
A golden thread.
As is Illidan, excuse me. Lilladin. But much less as far as item progression goes for this Weaver, and damage in general.
Invisibility.
4,000 gold on the Slark. Wouldn't mind just to see a straight up Moon Shard. I think it's a very underrated item on the hero. Already has such good night vision. Alright, they jump forward, get the stun off, and the silence, and Illidan. Wow, why did I do that twice? So focused on the Vega Na'Vi game earlier where, well, you know the story. Vega in this game, though, against Spirit, up 29-19. And looking to take a 2-1 lead in the series. Will make their way towards high ground. 2 minutes till Roche minimum spawn. Palantimos will look to finish off the tier 3. Will be forced to pop his BKB, jump forward, boulder smash will connect onto 2 and the roll away. And Vega will be content to just back out as the buyback from Illidan is more than enough for them to be content. They get to tier 3 as well, opening up the shrines, which will open up Roche thereafter. And Vega playing a pretty disciplined game in this one. This 5th pick Slark certainly working out for them much more than did the 5th pick Nyx in the previous tout.
The seeds of fortune.
That was like a mixture of tilt and bout all in one. What the fuck is a tout? I don't know. Fired. Nullifier. Solar Crest completed up by Blizzy. And Aeon Disc is there for Undershock. Couple of Daggons.
Regeneration.
Felt like Undershock could have used that a little more than the Lark, but anyways, Gary takes everything. G in trouble now. He's going to be broken, and Dark Pact is there, so FNG can't really do much. Ice Blast flies through, just in case it's needed. And G on the sidelines for 60 seconds. Zayat's going to be a little bit short of rolling up to the hill. Got to practice that one a couple more times, but now TPing down to the bottom lane, or thinking about it, was the Nature's Prophet. And with the Shadow Blade, looking to catch out Illidan. Illidan actually TPing out and will be safe. Radiant do have a glyph they want to use in here. They don't, apparently. And Blizzy will get himself a couple of Visage Familiars. He'll get the 3rd as well. Nice little bounty of gold for him.
Uproot and after them.
I'll take that.
Blizzy top, looking for Illidan. Should find him. Orchid. Nullifier. I don't know if he has enough to kill him, though. With a Dagon, they do. Undershock there with the Soul Burn. And that is a dieback, so look for Vega to assemble here up in the top lane. That is a major kill for them to find. Palantimos Arcane Rune as well. Shorter BKB cooldown, shorter ultimate cooldown. So this should be certainly the opening they're looking for. And into the root. Palantimos, the Nature's Prophet as well. Everyone thinking there's a little nook that they could walk between there. But all getting rooted up. Pinged out by the teammates. Jump forward, Boulder Smash connects onto 2. Ice Blast flying through as well. It will hit. And now Palantimos going to work. Dagon is going to finish off 1. And they'll instantly buy back on the Rubik. But the Nyx dies as well. Palantimos looking to reset with the team. and was able to successfully get out of base. Now Zayas jumping forward with the boulder smash. Silence is there onto DK Phobos as well. Palantimo's thinking about jumping on the Rubik. Instead, going to go onto DK Phobos with that second BKB, or the BKB from DK Phobos, excuse me. Thought it was the arcane cooldown, giving him a second BKB. But they do force out at least the Rubik buyback and get themselves a little bit more of a gold lead. But it looks like, knowing that Roche is up, they won't push the issue too much. And with 20 seconds with no Nyx Assassin, it will be a free Roche as well. That's a second life for the Slark. He's got cheese in his inventory as well. The Aeon Disc on the Pugna, perhaps they feel. Okay, they do give the cheese. Pugna. Double damage rune picked up by the Slark here.
I'll take that.
Perfectly.
Fiver in trouble. Is going to be able to sidestep, but they do end up getting off the Yule Scepter, and Nullifier will cancel that TP. Pretty interesting and kind of unique little caveat about the item. Little low on mana on the Slark, but still fight ready. 30 seconds, no Nyx Assassin here. And that is an Ags Nyx Assassin, so a very crucial hero to the high ground defense capability of Spirit. Slark going to begin to beat on the racks, and pretty much everyone bottom lane forced to pop the glyph. Now Illidan looking to engage, will whiff the swarm. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Orchid goes out. Undershock and Blizzy doing some split pushing. And looks like this is the route that Vega will choose to approach this high ground breach, is to split a little bit. Fiver will get the Carapace off on the Undershock. He is forced to BKB TP. Will be fine. Meanwhile, they do get the tier 3 bottom, but the melee rack's top still healthy. And with 2 siege creeps in the mid, Blizzy will get there to make work of those.
Eyes lie, but the spirit is true.
Still a tier 1 up for the Radiant side, who have had map control for a long time now, and that should be pretty obvious from the graphs. I mean, from the 10-minute mark, they had a sizable lead, and it's only increased thereafter. Experience, about 17k or so, but net worth, as you see at the top of the screen, about 24k, and seemingly climbing. Bot lane looks like they're going for this kind of split push play once again. DK Phobos smoked up and barely avoids them. And DK Phobos will TP in towards the Rack's top, where Blizzy still pushes in bottom. So we'll take a peek at the Nature's Prophet in just a sec, but jump forward, Boulder Smash onto 2. Ice Blast is going to be there as well. Biver, he's likely to drop here, and does. Under his BKB, though, they do end up losing Undershock on the Pugna, but meanwhile, Rat Dota, bottom lane, will be able to secure the melee racks. And going back in top is Palantimos, getting that racks low, but the Pipe and Crimson Guard going to keep it alive. Blizzy trying to TP out. It's a pretty optimistic attempt, and he will be brought down. They do get 1 melee racks here, 42 minutes in. They lose 2 big cores, however. So, I mean, overall, that's a major gold swing. If you include the 1 building, you can kind of take 1,000 away from it, but 3,300 gold, roughly, into the pockets of Spirit, or on their side.
Regeneration.
4K on Illidan.
Illusion.
Illidan gonna orc it up the Earth Spirit, but not before he already began rolling. And now Palantimos up to the high ground is gonna get dusted up. Dark Pack will be there. He has his ultimate as well, but just simply will pounce up to the high ground. Zayat's gonna roll away. Palantimos gonna expend the BKB and actually turn and look to fight onto Illidan. Ice Blast will fly and connect onto the Weaver. Palantimos gonna try and regen in the back lines, and they will lose their tier 1 here. But a blink forward, Yules will find DK Phobos. Orchid, though, onto the Earth Spirit. He'll be able to force back, but now jump forward. Palantimos, nice impale from the top of the hill by the Nyx Assassin. Can Zayat's... Oh! That's exactly what I was looking for, is the blink boulder smash. And he's just a fraction of a second late. Even if he hits it, they probably, you know, all get out. But the idea was there. And it was a cool one.
A golden thread.
The seeds of fortune.
I'll take that.
Again, a slow roll from Vega here, as stakes are huge in this game. Not this game in particular, but in this series. So every game in this series, certainly. A very important one. Level 25 on both the Pugna and the Slark at this point. Lil, or Illidan. Wow, wow. That's weird, man. Never happened to me. Illidan soon to find his. He's going to get up to the wave, though. Nullified up. Ice Blast is there. 90 seconds. No buyback. We look at the buybacks overall, and the dire side are without a single one. Jump forward onto Biver. He's in trouble. BKB is there. He's going to be dropped, and that's 2 heroes, no buyback, and likely the end of this third game. As a pounce forward, finds FNG. They do end up taking out the Earth Spirit in the meantime. So poor Zayat's on the sideline, but he's going to buy back. He wants in on the fun. 3 heroes down, no buybacks, and meanwhile, Rat Dota once again. Range Rax is going to be taken out top by Blizzy. And Rubik for FNG does just get his buyback ready. The Nyx Assassin's going to have his shortly too, and does. We'll see if he utilizes his buyback, and will. Palantimos now going to back out because of it, at least briefly. Meanwhile, over on the north side, BKB popped by Blizzy, looking to take out FNG, and he does. 90 seconds, but buyback is available for Profit, and he will come back in. Ice Blast going to connect onto DK Phobos as they just brought down the Nyx Assassin for the second time. Now G in trouble. Palantimos right on top of him. He's got the long Essence Shift duration. 29, 30, 30 plus stacks here will help him take these buildings out rather quickly, and the Pugna will help in that endeavor as well. G gonna buy back here, but to what avail, as Vega with a 2-man boulder smash and the Dagon through will take out the Visage. 4 heroes on the sidelines. Illidan finally back up on his Weaver, but the GG is called and the towel is thrown in. As Vega are gonna take this game 3 and all day long have looked like they were really playing as a cohesive unit, as a single mind, if you will. And Slark strategy working out here. You know, even when the going got tough as they hit high ground, they began to split things up. Found some success there and look to take these kind of spread chaotic engagements. What the hell is that? What is that, a caterpillar? That thing is gross, man. Anyways, Vega with a 2-1 lead in this series, guys. They're going to end with nearly 40K net worth advantage. And Yeah, Palantimos went off. 1 death in the whole game, making Slark look good. I'm sure BSJ, if you're watching, eat your heart out. Slark is back. I don't know if he is entirely, but certainly seemed like a good matchup here. And they really didn't have much catch at all to deal with him. So just a good Slark game. Silver Edge worked out as well nicely against the Visage. And Vega going to take a 2-1 lead, guys. This is a best of 5, so there is a chance for Spirit to take the next 2 games and move on to the GEC Thailand Minor. But until then, Vega in the driver's seat. We'll be back with Game 4 shortly.